How could this be? How could I not know about this? How could this be something that's going to threaten me so badly and I've never heard of it?
The nastiest of the invasive ants with the greatest impact on Hawaii is the little fire ant.
A guy came in, 200, 300 bites.
They'd crawl up our legs, they were on our couches, in our beds, in my dresser.
The little fire ant is native to South America. Moved by human travel and commerce, the ants have spread to many islands in the Pacific with devastating impacts. In 1999, little fire ants were discovered in Puna on the Big Island. By 2011, they had spread to Kona and are now established in many sites. In 1999, they were found in Kalihivai on Kauai. And in 2009, a small infestation was confirmed in Waihe'e, Maui. Unless we stop their spread, little fire ants will form massive supercolonies on each island, changing Hawaii forever.
For an arboreal species, for a species that like to live in trees, they're not actually very good at hanging on.
We got rained upon by, all of these fire ants. We didn't know what it was, but it was very, very painful. It was.
The sting's actually very small, and a lot of people don't notice that it's an insect that stung them. What they end up with is a few minutes after being stung, they end up with a rash.
What is this rash? Intensely itchy, painful rash.
They were so itchy, they were so itchy. And I mean, even a day or two after I got bit, they were still itchy.
The next level of concern is infection. That's what we are dealing with at the clinic.
I had to let all the parents know we have this problem. They're all over in the schools. Prior to the very recent treatment of this school, they were in my classroom.
People are being stung in their homes, at work, and in parks. Public land and wild places may be abandoned to the ants. Hunting, hiking, and even beach trips will not be the same. The ants have already infested parks in the Hilo area.
We know this because it's around our tower, huh? It falls off the trees too sometimes. It falls onto the beach patrons in there. They come up, something's burning their neck and... Yeah, it's getting worse. It's getting worse.
Everywhere, there's not one spot without. If you didn't treat, we'd have no income, and trying to find a way to get rid of it.
Tous les ananas c'est rempli dedans, les fourmis rentrent dans les tarots, dans les tarots quand tu tousses, c'est que des fourmis. Ah ouais.
Dans le tarot aussi, il y a le tarot.
Oui.
What was it like before the ants came living here?
C'était génial, plein de ouais.
Lot of food was really nice.
A lot paradis, of food. Hein? Et
paradise.
On a eu ça.
It's paradise.
Mais on n'abandonne pas, c'est notre paradis ça.
But they don't give up.
How long has the land in this area been part of your family?
Des générations.
Generations.
How often do you get stung?
Tous les jours.
Every day.
Tous les jours. À la longue, hein, on prend l'habitude.
Every day. When the wind is really strong, don't come outside. Don't come out when the wind is strong. A lot of people have abandoned their land already. Her cousin abandoned his land up there. They abandoned their land. They left. They don't want to live here anymore. They gave up.
So Tahiti is the most populated island in French Polynesia with the tallest peaks and mountains, so it has the richest biodiversity in French Polynesia. If some colonies are accidentally moved to those higher elevation areas, it will be an ecological disaster.
Like Tahiti, Hawaii is an evolutionary showcase. Little fire ants have the ability to transform and decimate native places and species. In some infested areas of New Caledonia, little fire ants now dominate, making up more than 90% of insects, with impacts cascading throughout entire ecosystems. Forest birds and ground-nesting seabirds are at risk, along with sea turtle hatchlings. Even the smallest creatures, bugs, beetles, and spiders are vulnerable.
Every single animal, we have 3 cats and 2 dogs, and every single one of them has a clouded cornea.
At start she was loving to go in the bush. Now she stays home. She is blind.
My glasses had dropped to the ground, and when I picked them up and put them on, I got bit on the eye. And it was so severe I had to run to the house and put ice on my eye. I had to lay down, and the thought came that I wonder if this is the fire ant.
The bee industry is important wherever you are. All our hives have succumbed to LFA. The larval stage of the bees are very susceptible. If you have LFA and they're close to your hive and they can get up and into that hive, they'll probably take your hive down.
Farming is woven into Hawaii's history and is key to a sustainable future. Both local and export agriculture and our hopes for food security are at risk because of the little fire ant.
I watched them as they were shaking all these ants off of them, and basically it was raining ants, raining fire ants on them from the lychee.
We'd be in very big trouble if it came into our coffee lands. Harvesting anything from a tree is going to be very, very, very difficult. And it will greatly impact agriculture. I mean, agriculture as we know it will not be here.
So invasive species and the little fire ant in particular are very problematic because they will inhibit agricultural expansion.
When you look at our mandate, it is to protect the native biota, it's to protect the public health. We're so dependent on imported food that we can't let our stores or restaurants go empty. Whether or not there are pests on them, we're forced to get them out. We still get a sampling of interceptions. We're already considered a high-risk pathway for the spreading of pests to the continental U.S. The presence of little fire ant in these nursery shipments, it's heightened the concern that it will cause a California embargo.
California's gotten very, very restrictive in terms of what we can export from Hawaii to their markets. So they're really kind of on the verge of closing us down.
They find out that they cannot export their crop or sell it at all. I think they'll be very concerned.
Wearing my hat as the chair of the Board of Agriculture, I see little fire ant as being a very significant threat. We need to address this quickly.